Let's talk about something that may shake a few tables. Too many leaders are running after 501c3s like it's a crown from heaven. But hear me, it's really a leash from the state. I need for you to hear me in the spirit. The church was never meant to be governed by Caesar. Jesus said it plain. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render unto God what is God's. Matthew chapter 22, verse 21. That means there's a line. There's God's business and government business. And when the church signs on that dotted line to become a 501c3, you invite Caesar right into the pulpit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against structure, stewardship, or excellence, but I am against compromise. See, once you become a 501c3, you're no longer just the Church of Jesus Christ. You become a state-recognized organization that must follow state-defined rules. And the moment the state tells you what you can and cannot preach, you've already surrendered your pulpit to politics. So let me help you. The IRS says that the 501c3 can't take a stand for or against political candidates. That sounds harmless until the day the moral issue you're preaching about gets labeled political. Then your silence becomes compliance. Romans chapter 13 reminds us that government is established by God. Yes, honor and obey the law. But the same Bible says in Acts chapter 5 verse 29, we must obey God rather than man. You see, you can't be bold in the spirit and bound by the state. You can't carry prophetic fire and still sign spiritual gag orders. You can't say Jesus is Lord and then check with Caesar before you preach. Here's what I tell every leader that comes into our ministry. If you want to build schools, food programs, or outreach centers, make that your nonprofit. Keep your humanitarian separate, but the church itself, the sanctuary, the altar, the fivefold ministry, that belongs to God alone. It does not need permission to operate. It does not need a tax exemption to carry authority. And it sure doesn't need a government title to walk in favor. Because the moment you sell that freedom for the sake of funding, you stop being an ecclesia and you start becoming an entity. See, some of y'all have traded your spiritual covering for corporate covering. You've turned your mantle into a membership certificate. You let the state determine what obedience looks like. God didn't call his apostles, prophets, pastors, and teachers and evangelists to fill out paperwork before preaching and teaching repentance. Now, I'm not saying this to condemn you. I'm saying this to wake you up. You see, the true church is supposed to be governed by heaven, not the IRS. Jesus didn't need a 501c3 to heal the sick, feed the poor, or turn the world upside down. And listen, if you are a ministry, church, or a faith-based business seeking spiritual alignment, mentorship, and proper covering without compromising your kingdom authority, that's what Stepping Stone Apostolic International Alliance is for. We provide apostolic covering, accountability, and spiritual guidance for leaders, churches, and organizations that want to operate with integrity, not under government control, but under kingdom order. Because at the end of the day, you don't need the world's stamp of approval to walk in heaven's assignment. So pastors, leaders, believers, be wise. If you need a nonprofit, build one for your outreach ministries. But keep the church free. Keep the altar pure. Keep the message uncensored. Because one day soon, when they start calling y'all messages hate speeches, you'll thank God that you never let Caesar own your voice. Yep, I said it.